The other day I was standing in the kitchen staring at my keys, and for the life of me, I couldn't remember why I walked in there. Sound familiar? Chuckles. We've all had those moments, haven't we? But here's the thing, those little slips don't have to turn into something bigger. In fact, there are simple, everyday habits, things you might not even realize, that can help keep your mind sharp and lower your risk of dementia as you age. And today, I want to share a few of those with you. Now, dementia might feel like a scary word, something we don't want to talk about. But here's the good news. Research shows that up to 40% of dementia cases could be delayed or prevented with lifestyle changes. And the best part? These changes aren't complicated. They're small, doable habits that fit right into your day. So let's dive into the first two habits that might surprise you with how simple they are. Let's start with something you've probably heard 1,000 times but might not take seriously: hydration. Now, I know what you're thinking. Really? Drinking water? But hear me out. As we age, our sense of thirst changes. We might not feel parched even when our bodies are craving fluids. Dehydration can cause confusion, fatigue, and even mimic early signs of dementia. But here's the kicker. Staying properly hydrated helps flush toxins from the brain and keeps your neurons firing smoothly. So what's the trick? Try keeping a water bottle where you'll see it, next to your favorite chair on the kitchen counter. Add a slice of lemon or cucumber if plain water feels boring. And here's a tip my neighbor Ruth swears by: tie a little ribbon around the bottle every time you refill it. By dinner, aim for 3 ribbons. Small steps, big impact. Now, let's talk about something you might not expect: conversation. Not just any conversation, meaningful face-to-face connections. A study from Harvard found that seniors who engage in regular social interactions have a 40% lower risk of memory decline. What? Because every chat is like a workout for your brain. You're reading facial expressions, recalling details, and staying emotionally engaged, all of which build cognitive reserve. Think about Phyllis, my friend from book club. She started joining weekly coffee meetups after her husband passed. At first she'd say, "I'm just going for the pie," but now, she's the one organizing trivia nights. Those conversations didn't just lift her spirits, they lit up her brain. So call a friend, join a community group, or even chat with your barista. It's not just about staying social, it's about protecting your mind. Now, these two habits, sipping water and sharing stories, are just the beginning. But there's another daily practice that's equally powerful, and it's something you might already love doing. I used to think exercise was all about treadmills and sweatbands, until I realized my evening walks with Buddy, my golden retriever, were doing more for my brain than I ever imagined. That's our third habit: moving your body in ways that feel good. And no, you don't need to run marathons. Studies show that just 30 minutes of brisk walking a day can increase the size of your hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory. How's that for a surprise? Here's the science. When you move, your heart pumps more oxygen to your brain, and it sparks the growth of new neural connections. Even gardening, dancing to oldies in your living room, or vacuuming with a little extra gusto counts. My friend Edna swapped her afternoon nap for a walk and talk with her granddaughter around the block. Now she says she remembers birthdays without her calendar, and her knees don't crease like they used to. Try this. Write down 3 moments in your day where you can sneak in movement. Waiting for the kettle to boil? Do a few calf raises. Commercial breaks? March in place. It's not about intensity, it's consistency. Your brain doesn't care if you're in yoga pants or pajamas. Now let's talk about habit number 4, and this one's a joy. Learning something new just for the fun of it. Surprised? Most of us stick to routines as we age, but here's the secret. Your brain craves novelty. A study in neurology found seniors who regularly challenge their minds cut their dementia risk by nearly half. It's not about being good at it, it's about being curious. Take my brother-in-law Joe. At 68, he decided to learn the harmonica, just to annoy the cat, he says. But within weeks, he was remembering lyrics he hadn't heard in decades. What? Learning an instrument lights up multiple areas of your brain like a Christmas tree. But it doesn't have to be that big. Try brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Take a new route to the store. Even arguing about crossword clues with your spouse counts. Trust me, my Helen and I have debated the word quinoa for years. The key is to find something that makes you lean in. Always wanted to paint? Grab a $10 watercolor set. Curious about Instagram? Ask a grandkid to show you the ropes. They'll love feeling useful. It's not about mastery, it's about keeping that spark of what if alive. Now, these habits, moving with joy and chasing curiosity, they're like planting seeds in a garden. But to really thrive, there's one last piece of the puzzle. You know, my Aunt Margie used to say, the quieter the moment, the louder the soul. She'd sit right here every evening just watching the fire, and I'd think, what's she doing, counting embers? Turns out she was onto something big. That brings us to our fifth habit, giving your mind moments of calm. And before you scoff, no, this isn't about chanting or sitting cross-legged for hours. It's about something simpler, something we all forget to do: pause. Stress isn't just a feeling, it's a storm in your brain. Chronic stress releases hormones that can damage your hippocampus over time, the very part of your brain we're trying to protect. But here's the surprise: you don't need a spa day to fight it. Just 5 minutes of intentional calm daily can rewire your brain's response to stress. Think of it like a reset button for your mind. Here's how my neighbor Carl does it. Every morning while his coffee brews, he stares out the window and names 3 things he's grateful for: the robins at the feeder, my knee's not aching today, that grandbaby's laugh. It's not complicated. Another friend, Irene, spends her bus rides doing finger breathing, tracing her thumb up and down each finger while inhaling and exhaling. Tiny pauses, big protection. Try this. Tie your calm moment to something you already do. After you take your pills, sit for 2 extra breaths. Before you open the mail, close your eyes and name 1 thing that made you smile today. It's not about perfection, it's about giving your brain a chance to step out of the chaos and recharge. So let's tie it all together. Staying hydrated, connecting with others, moving with joy, chasing curiosity, and sprinkling in moments of calm, these aren't chores. They're gifts you give your future self. And the beauty is, you're probably already doing some of these without realizing it. That walk with your dog? Brain fuel. That weekly call with your sister? A memory shield. That crossword you grumble through? Pure gold. Now, I won't tell you it's magic, but science does tell us that small, consistent steps add up. My Uncle Frank started with just a water bottle on his nightstand. Now he's 82, teaching line dancing at the community center and quoting Shakespeare from memory. If he can do it, so can you. Start with 1 habit, then another. Build your own recipe for a resilient mind. I'd love to hear what habit you'll try first, or one you've already made your own. Drop a comment below. Let's learn from each other. And if this resonated with you, pass it along, hit like button, share it with a friend, or subscribe to our channel. We've got plenty more conversations like this to share. Remember, aging isn't about losing sparks, it's about tending the fire. Here's to your brightest, sharpest, most vibrant years ahead. Thanks for spending this time with me. Now go out there and savor today.